What's up, guys? On the road, on the road. I am in about 80 miles from Des Moines, Iowa. Talk about contract freight and loadboard freight. What is better? I'll give you a scenario, two scenarios. One scenario with contract freight, one scenario with loadboard freight. So contract freight. People that got contract freights are usually the bigger companies, have 100 trailers or so, multiple trailers. What they do is they get a hold of, they have lanes that they run. So they'll have an area where they go to, it could be, for instance, I'll just use Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska area, and Ohio, and Columbus, Cincinnati, that area, Michigan, and they just go back and forth. So with contract freight, they leave trailers there, they get preloaded. So, trucks drive there, they drop and hook most of the time. They're already done, no wait times for the most part. But the rates aren't as high because they're doing contract freight. They, a load contract freight that you might get, or a load on the load board that you might get $3 a mile to $4 a mile for, contract wise, you're only getting $2.25 to $2.75 or something, It's always less, the contract freight. But there's not really much wait times if they have it set up right. So with contract freight, yeah, you're not going to make as much money leased on with a company. You won't make as much money leased on with a company that does a lot of contract freight than you will leased on with a company that runs load boards. But that's contract freight. It's not, you're not going to make as much money, but you'll have your lanes covered. So especially if you're a lot of good runs, out of the Midwest, going back and forth, you can, if you doing that, you can potentially get more loads than running load boards. So you could potentially make more money. Just depends on how many. You might run 4 loads contract a week, and with load boards, you might only be able to get around 3 loads in. So it just depends what you like to do, and it's pretty much the same lanes, contract freight. Load boards. I'm gonna give you a scenario that happened to me this week. It's the biggest nightmare load I've ever dealt with, I think. Went through a broker, picked a load. I'm trying to think they said, we need you here ASAP. So, trying to think, Wednesday, I got there Wednesday night. They said they wanted me there ASAP. Went there Wednesday night. He said, oh, your load's not ready. We're booked. I don't know if we can even get you loaded till Monday. I'm like, so I just picked this load, and now you're I drove like 200 miles here, deadhead. Now you're telling me that you don't even have anything ready, you can't load me till Monday because you're all booked up? He's like, well, come back tomorrow and we'll see what we can do. So I was this close to giving the load back to the broker, fuck it, take it. I don't need it. So went back the next morning, went in about 7, 8 in the morning. This is Thursday morning, and I talked to the first shift guy. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm booked all day. But if you wait here all day long, we might be able to load you tonight, or we should be able to load you tonight. I'm just going to say, if you stay here all day long, we can load you tonight before the crew goes home. So now you have 2 options. One, you can give the load back and try, hopefully you find something towards the end of the week. Or if it's a really good paying load, which it was, it paid like $4 something a mile, you know, pay like $2,000 to go 400 miles or something, 450 miles, pay $2,000. So I was like, shit. And it supposedly was a one-day delivery. It's just overnight. So I'm like, screw it. I'll wait. I can run it there to the next place overnight. So I told them I'll wait. Waited all day long. Finally, they got me in the dock about 7 at night, 6, 7 at night. By the time I got loaded, it was about 9 o'clock. And I have scales on my truck. And I weighed it up. It's only a 34,000 pound load. And he's got, with my tandem slid all the way to the back, they were like, I had like 42,000 pounds on the trailer tires. What is he doing? So I look in there, this guy loaded this trailer, single, double, single, double, single, double, all the way to the back. So I went in there and said, it needs to be reworked. I don't know what he did. Well, that's not, I don't know about, our guys know how to load. And then the guy came in and he was like, what, how'd you load it? And he told him, and the guy in there was like, well, why did you load it like that? He's like, all right, sir, I'm sorry about that. Get back in the dock, we'll rework it. So I was there another hour while they reworked it, pulled out, checked my weight on my trailer and truck. I was good. So I drove 7 straight hours to deliver this. Got to the delivery. They needed it ASAP. Got to the delivery. There's trucks everywhere. You can't even drive in this place. I don't know what's going on. So I go in, they're like, oh, we had a 20-hour shutdown, power went out, so we got 120 trailers that need to be unloaded that are sitting out there, plus another 60 or 70 trailers in the docks because we don't have room in here. I'm like, so when can you unload me, you think? And this is, let alone, I got there Friday, because this is when they needed it ASAP. They're like, it's probably going to be Monday. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I called the broker, told them, they said, just let's try to figure out what we want to do. So sat there for 8, 9 hours. Finally, they found a cold storage place that was the same company of where I picked it up. They were the same company, the farm loads. So they said, we'll take them. You can store it here, we have room. So I had to drive 2.5 hours north, up towards Wisconsin in Illinois, north. They unloaded it, thank God, and I deadheaded to a pickup last night, and I picked up some Mike's Hard Lemonade. Got 43,000 pounds of alcohol. Take this to Kansas, but that's all, that load. That's what you got to deal with Loardboard. For the most part, I would say I like Loardboard better than the contract because I get more money with the Loardboards and having different brokers in direct contact, like direct with Cargill and Jamie. You know, when you have direct contacts with the transportation representatives at these big meat places and these big places, they'll, you know, they send emails, say, hey, you know, these are all, this is what it's paying, so you can pick, you know, you got a good database of resources to get good freight. And you can go wherever you want because you're picking where you want to go. Contract freight, you're pretty much running the same lanes for the most part. It might be east to west or north to south. But, so that, you know, that was a nightmare load. You know, running Loardboards, you're going to be waiting. You know, you're going to be doing a lot of wait times. You know, I would say your average wait to get loaded is 2 to 3 hours. And I say your average wait to get unloaded is about 3 to 5 hours. So, I got my laptop, I got TV, I got direct TV, and, you know, I had to learn that when I first started running them Loardboards, like a lot of wait times. I'm used to dropping and hooking. You know, you go to Tyson on a contract, you're at Tyson for 25 minutes dropping and hooking. Now, if I go to Tyson, I might be there 8 to 10 hours. getting loaded, but the pay's better than the contract freight. You might have to wait. So it's all your own preference, money or time, or both. Contract, less time, not as much money. Load boards, if you pick the right freight, more wait times, more money. You know, so. Sorry, the phone had a call coming in, but. Alright guys, so that's about it. A little bit of difference between load board and load boards and, you know, contract freight for depending on the companies that you go to. As an owner operator, you know, lease on. So something to think about. I'm gonna try to put some videos out here. I'm all out here. Left the wife and the dogs at home, so I can run real hard over the holidays. So I will get a hold of you guys and talk to you. If you have any comments, put it in the comment section, and I'll talk to you later.